What's up, guys? Hey, it's Monday and we're ready to get after it. I sent an email out to our members last night going over today's workouts, but this is Tuesday's workout that I have up here for the home section, and I'll have a CrossFit video posted tonight or tomorrow morning to go with tomorrow's workouts. Okay, so tomorrow, Tuesday's at-home workout is an 18-minute EMOM. It's going to be divided into 3 movements, so essentially doing 6 sets. Okay. Your first movement, you're either doing 15 calories on a machine or you're going to do 15 jumping squats. You could use weights, so you could do like a goblet jumping squat or a backpack to make that a little bit more difficult. Then the second movement or the second minute, you're going to do 15 dumbbell or backpack hang power cleans, right? So we just want to choose a movement. The movements don't change, or like the main purpose doesn't change on that. So 15 dumbbell or backpack hang power cleans will work. And then on the third one, 15 up downs, right? The goal for each one of these minutes is to work for about 40 or 45 seconds. So we want to make sure that whatever it is that we're doing, that we find a rep scheme that works for us to maintain that time frame, right? So if the 15 calories or 12 calories is too much, back it down a few. Or if the 15 jump squats isn't enough reps because you're finishing so fast, and maybe either add the weight to it, hold a kettlebell or dumbbell on your chest, or put a backpack on your back and do the jump squats. That way you're adding a little bit of loading and maybe slowing you down. The hang power clean is usually probably where that's going to go, like where that's going to be a little bit faster, just because we don't have the weight to really challenge us for 15 reps. So maybe add 5 or 10 reps there just to make sure that we're maintaining that 45-second time frame. And then the up downs, you just have to get after it. I wouldn't add too many to that. I mean, unless you're just the fastest up downer in the world, you probably don't want to add too many reps there, just because that's going to become the monotonous part of the workout, right? So it's essentially 6 sets of everything. We want to make sure that we're keeping those in the 45-second range. Now, each of these movements should be kind of like a hip hinging movement. What that means is that we're opening and closing our hip in some way. So we want to make sure that we don't fatigue out our low back and hips too much. So if you do find that something does kind of burn the low back or give you a little bit of discomfort there more than one of the other movements, then back that down. If you need to take a full minute off to kind of let that low back pain or whatever kind of fatigue kind of dissipate or whatever, then take a full minute off. That's not a big deal. Okay, so in the first minute, if you're rowing or biking, as always, you want to maintain good posture. You don't want to get into a slouch position. Just make sure you're driving away with your legs first and then pulling with your arms if you're rowing. Make sure you're maintaining upright push-pull type action on the bike if you're on a bike. Okay, if we're doing the jumping squats, we want to find, if we're loading them first, we want to find a comfortable way to hold it, whether it be on our back or the dumbbell on our chest or whatever it is if you're loading, right? But as far as moving our bodies, we're going to try to get full hip extension on each jump and then go right back into our squats. Now, what this could kind of cause our knees to collapse in a little bit, so we want to make sure that each squat we're pushing our butt back and driving those knees out on the way up and on the way down. That's very important to maintaining knee health, right? Choose something that's going to allow you to do 15 reps unbroken. That's important as far as maintaining the stimulus. Okay, on the hang power cleans, right? It's not going to be super heavy, right? But it doesn't take away from that we're having a big hip hinge to help move that weight, right? So as we lean over whatever the object, dumbbell, kettlebell, backpack, right? We're leaning over it, we're extending those hips quickly, squeezing that butt real hard, and that's what makes the movement go upwards, right? And come towards our shoulders. Now, the shrug timing in there is important so that we don't blow out our biceps. If you've ever done a whole bunch of hang power cleans, you know what I'm talking about. So we just have to time that shrug with the butt squeeze. When your butt is as squeezed as possible, you should be shrugging hard, and that's going to almost whip that weight up to your shoulders, right? So this should try to be unbroken as well, unless we just have a really heavy object. Then we're kind of thinking maybe 8-7 or 9-6 or something like that to do that. But main thing there is hinge over, big butt squeeze to bring the hips forward, big shrug to kind of whip it up onto our shoulders. The up down is a common movement in these home workouts. It's meant to be fast. The goal here is just to try to get as flat as possible. Get into the best plank position that you can in order to kind of maintain the stimulus that we want. If your butt's staying too high, you're not getting a whole lot out of it. You're not getting that range of motion of your feet. So make sure you're shooting your feet back, shooting your feet forward. Now, if that's too much for you, use an elevated surface. Put your hands on a box or a bench or something, and then shoot your feet back and shoot your feet up. That'll help you kind of speed the cycle rate up and maintain the stimulus that we're looking for there. In closing, a lot of these EMOMs, a lot of these home workouts is about maintaining intensity for a short period of time. In this case, it's 45 seconds. Find a movement, find a rep scheme, find a weight that works for you that allows you to work for 45 seconds and give you about 15 seconds each time of rest. 15 seconds of rest each time. All right, we're out. We'll see you tomorrow. Later.